Hold on. Now we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Online in association with Round for Round Boxing, the new boxing game coming out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. And congratulations once again to Andy Ruiz, the new unified heavyweight champion of the world, who's also signed to Round for Round Boxing. Okay, as one person commented earlier on in the comment section, this should be the James Ali Bashir online channel because Uncle Bashir has spent a lot of time with us. But here we go again with the Honourable Uncle James Ali Bashir. The floor is over to you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Everything's going well.
You know, there have been one or two people who've actually watched this video, the last video we did together, not once, not twice, not even 3 times, 4 times. They've tuned in to listen to the same 2-hour session between us, talking about the knockout loss that Anthony Joshua suffered to Andy Ruiz. And once again, congratulations to Andy Ruiz. What do you want to add to that now? The rematch is going to be forced by Eddie Hearn. They won it in the UK. What's been going on over the last 24 hours for you since we've had this last conversation?
I've had a lot of people contacting me via Facebook, via Instagram, in reference to our conversation concerning the outcome of that fight. And many of them were concerned about what we were saying about the prognosis of what Anthony's career is going to be like now. And I simply told them that for him to request and demand or demand, Eddie Hearn is going to demand that the rematch take place in UK.
Okay, Uncle, hold on. Can you make your line any clearer? Because it sounds like you're slightly underwater. It might be because you're speaking through headphones.
Can you? Okay, I'll take it out the headphones.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it out the headphones. Okay, can you hear me now?
Try that. Sounds better. Try that now. Repeat what you just said.
I said that I had a call in response to our last conversation concerning the outcome of the fight with Anthony and Andy. And basically it was concerning the prognosis about what Anthony's career would be like going forward. And I simply said that, that the who's who of the heavyweight division would be waiting outside of his door to challenge him now, because he looked so vulnerable in the fight that he last had. He was very vulnerable. He was very beatable. So I can see Joe Joy, Dubois, Pulev, and all these other guys. I can see them circling the wagon and saying that I'm next. I want to fight next, because they feel now that we have the ability to beat you. So the waters are going to get really, really dangerous for Anthony now, and he's going to have to sit back and readjust his thinking about bringing somebody in more knowledgeable. I'm not saying that he should get rid of the people around him, but he should tell the people around him that they're also not qualified to lead him on. Because different stages of a boxer's career, things escalate, things change. It doesn't get easier. It gets more complicated as he goes. So now he has to be man enough, sensible enough to say, look, I need to bring in somebody that can teach me the logistics of what this profession is all about. And thus far, as I told you, 3-4 years back, I told you, I said that he's very vulnerable, he's very, very vulnerable, and he can be caught at any time, and that time is now. That time has come.
It's very interesting that it seems to be quite common within certain media circles that they seem to cover up or try to cover up what's going on. As soon as something's reported and you can see in broad daylight there's a problem, it comes out the words conspiracy theories. There was no conspiracy that Joshua got knocked out. It's no conspiracy that Joshua was getting his neck massaged before the fight. And there was no conspiracy that he looked out of sorts before he got in the ring. Something wasn't right. But now we're hearing conspiracy theories. And Eddie Hearn saying he's okay, nothing happened, no, it was okay going up during to the fight and all this stuff.
Eddie Hearn is a promoter. That's a promoter's job. But the fact of the matter is, by Eddie Hearn declaring that the rematch should take place in the UK makes Anthony look weak further. First, he looked weak when he hired this psychologist, this Navy SEAL or whoever he was. That made him look weak. That made him look, very vulnerable.
But the excuse, the story I heard was the reason why I got in the Navy SEAL was to prevent him or prepare him or prevent him from getting knocked out. That was his concern.
Well, I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part. I don't know about that part. But the fact of the matter is that he hired a psychologist to help him with his mental state. That didn't look good. That made him look very vulnerable. And the fact that Eddie Hearn wants to fight in the UK as a rematch, that makes him also look like a guy that can fight nowhere else but in the UK. So now I understand why he didn't want to come out of the UK to fight, because he feels more secure there in the UK. But the title is the World Champion. So that means that Anthony belongs to the world. France, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. He belongs to the world. USA. He belongs to the world. And wherever the promotion is made, he needs to be able to fight. So it makes it look like he can't fight nowhere else but in the UK. And that doesn't make him look good.
What about him taking a fight in Mexico?
That's disastrous for him. With his mental state, that's disastrous. But the fact of the matter is that Ruiz is the champion.
Exactly.
He's calling the shots. You want the title back? Okay, you got to come where I say come.
Well, it seems that Eddie Hearn thinks he's still the champion.
Well, Eddie Hearn's got a rude awakening coming to him, he preserved the Katie Taylor situation. He preserved this other fight that fought Ray Robinson. What's his name? Josh Kelly. Yeah, he preserved that there, and everybody that knows something about boxing knows that those people lost those fights. They lost those fights.
Matchroom have a history of the last year of all their fighters, majority of their fighters that they've been praising up getting beat or knocked out. The whole list of them, there's about 10 to 12 of them. Knocked out, stopped, beat. Not good.
You gotta ask yourself why.
Poor matchmaking.
Not poor matchmaking. Let me say this here. Not just poor matchmaking, but poor trainership.
That's another thing. Yep, we gotta add that too.
Poor trainership. They don't want to invest money in good trainers. They don't want to invest the money. They want complete and total profit without investing anything. So I'll take John and Paul from the corner store, Lunchbox Willie from downtown, and I'll put them in as trainers, and I'll get the guys beat or the girls beat, and then I'll just steal the fighters' things and go back.
Well, no, the other thing is the good old boys network. You train with what the promoter wants you to train with. So the same old names getting pulled out all the time. People wonder, why do these names keep being revolving all the time? The same trainers all the time. And they keep getting exposed, but they keep getting jobs. Keep getting exposed, keep getting jobs. Keep getting exposed, keep getting jobs. And the fighters get the blame, but the trainers don't. Poor game plans, poor strategies, poor setup. But the fighter gets the blame, not the trainer. And the trainer you see with another top fighter, ruining another top fighter, ruining another top fighter, ruining another top fighter.
I've seen a lot of that in my time. I've seen a lot of that. driver's seat that's not be there. And yet still, they keep getting top fighters. Top fighters keep going to them like it's a cliche. Like somebody said, go to this person is best for you.
Well, unfortunately, well, that's because of the media. That's because of the media. The media do not, the media, I'll say the old school media, not so much new school media, but the old school media will just say, these are the people you should follow, and that's it. No questions asked. No questions asked. Salute, my brother. No questions asked. Well, look, this guy lost here.
Most of the people that they're chosen, and I've seen a lot of it, you know, I don't care who likes it, who doesn't like it, because I'm not here for popularity. I'm not here for people to give me adulation unjustifiable. You know, I'm here to speak my mind, and I'll speak it with anybody. Most of the people that get chosen, American trainers alike, aren't qualified. They don't roll up their sleeves, they don't do the work, and they don't take no chance. They want to come in at the top level and say, I'm training them right because I'm giving orders in the corner. In that corner, you know, most of them are not qualified, but they still get the job, you know. I think that I don't be moved in a lot of those positions because I'm not an ass kisser. You know, I don't have that flunky mentality. You know, I have some pride about myself, some cool about myself, where I just don't come in and just do what promoters or managers want me to do.
So you're not going to buck dance. You're not going to buck dance then.
No, I'm not. I always want to have a voice. If I'm training a fighter, I want to have a voice with the fighter. So I tell the managers, I tell the promoters, say, look, I'll come in and train the guy, but I want to have a voice in what goes and what doesn't go. I think that the trainers should have a voice in what fighters that the fighters are facing, because that trainer knows best about what their fighter is capable of doing and what the fighter is not capable of doing, and that the trainer should have a voice. And in this modern boxing, the trainer is the least one to have a voice. The promoter, the manager, they make the fight, and they basically tell the trainer, you go with it. You just go get the guy ready to keep quiet. I'm not that kind of guy. And because of that, you know, it's blocked me out from different jobs. I'm not that kind of guy. I've never been that kind of guy, and I never will be that kind of guy. I'm not an ass kisser, you know. I don't do things, you know, so I don't ruffle feathers, so to speak. You know, I don't care about rubbing feathers. If I'm training a boxer, I want to have a voice to the boxer. I'm going to talk to the boxer. They say that they don't like trainers that get in the boxer's head. I'm not trying to get the fighter's head. I'm just trying to tell the boxer what's best for him. You know, I don't think this fight is best for you at this time. You can take the fight if you want to, but I don't think the fight is best for you. And trainers and managers and promoters don't like those kind of trainers. So that's why I haven't gained access to, you know, other fighters. But I will say that you will find very few of the so-called top trainers in the world working with a guy like Justin Jones. You won't find them. They won't, because they got to work. They've got to roll up their sleeves and they got to do the work, man. They're not willing to do that. They want to come in at the top level and they want to gain access to fighters that already knows how to box, that already know something about boxing, and they want to gain all of the respect, all of the accolades that go with being associated with that fighter. But they won't take a guy like a Justin Jones. They won't work with a young lady like Ivana Halverson. Why? Because notoriety is not there. They have to go in and they have to do the work. And most of them are not going to do the work.
I've just had our European correspondent come in, Eastern European correspondent, Eugene. And Eugene says, I agree with Bashir's attitude towards training, but that's simply not how things work today. I've read Sorenko's been approached already. He better be smart about it.
What did he say? Say it again.
He said, I agree with Bashir's attitude towards training, but that's simply not how things work today. I've read Serenko's been approached already. He'd better be smart about it.
Well, I don't want to throw Serenko in. I've been with him from the very beginning, and when I decided to take Serenko on, I took Serenko on when nobody would take him on. All right, when nobody would take Serenko on, even in Ukraine, nobody would take him on. I tried to align him with this promoter. I tried to align him with that promoter. I tried to touch base with everybody in Ukraine, and nobody. All the doors were closed. Nobody would even answer most of the doors. All right? When I took him on, that was the case. Nobody gave me no advice then, so nobody should give me no advice now. Can't nobody give me advice now? Nobody gave me no advice as to what to do or what direction to go with Serenko. At the beginning, there was nobody there giving advice, so I don't know why somebody's trying to give advice now. People always want to come in and give advice when the boxer is achieving something. But at the very beginning, when there's no money, when there's no support, nobody practicing this business / sport for 50 years. But they're telling me what I need to do. My thinking is, if you got the fighter and the fighter can fight, no, you don't have to listen to nobody. You can direct the ship the way you want it to be directed. As long as you got the goods, as long as you got the goose that's laying the golden egg, you can direct the ship the way you want it. Don't do, as long as the person you training can fight, then everybody will follow.
All right. Well, in that case, then, how do you prevent what happened with yourself and Usyk not happening to yourself and Serenko? You put all the work in, somebody comes along and pushes you out the picture. How do you ensure that doesn't happen again?
You can never be sure of that. There's no safeguard against that. There is no safeguard against that. You put your faith in what you do, you put your faith in God, and you go forward. But my mother's always told me, and I live and I apply my mother's rules to my business life. She said, son, don't no good come from no good. If somebody doesn't have enough respect and nobility and honor to stay with you when you extended yourself to aid them and they walk out on you, she said, don't worry about it. She said, just keep on swimming upstream. And that's just what I do with my life.
Okay.
I'm totally unaffected by what happened with me and Usyk. That was then, and in my thinking, this is now. I keep on moving. I know what I did. I know what I shared with Usyk. And Usyk knows what I did and what I shared with him. All right? So I'm not affected by that. I can see Usyk today or tomorrow, and I'm totally unaffected by it. Because I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know that I bring a lot to the sport of boxing, where most trainers don't bring. I'll challenge any knowledge about boxing with any trainer in the world right now. And I can put their application in front of you and put my application in front of you, and my application will best them out.
So, all right, let's get back to this Joshua versus Ruiz 2. The fight, Eddie Hearn's pushing for November. If you were in a position where you were to advise Matchroom and Joshua, would you be pushing for the rematch in November, or would you have other ideas? And what would you say straight after Joshua's defeat?
Well, it's perspectives, From Eddie Hearn's perspective and probably from the trainer's perspective, they need to go right back. They need to go and try to clean that up. But I don't know whether it's a great idea. Because in these kind of cases, usually the guy that won the championship in the fashion that he won it, they usually win again. So it could be a good idea, or it could be a bad idea. I don't know. I don't know whether it's a good idea.
Do you think Joshua can make the adjustments necessary to beat Andy Ruiz in a rematch in time for November?
I saw a lot of things that was wrong in his approach to that fight. And some of those things that was wrong in the corner. Just little things can make the difference between winning and losing. And I saw some things that was going on in his corner that was wrong, that wasn't correct. And throughout the rounds that passed, I didn't see no move to correct them.
Okay, I know you say it was wrong, and I know what you're going to say to me, that you don't coach coaches, but can you give at least one area that boxing fans can listen to, because they love to listen to your knowledge? One area you could say, right here, here's just a snippet, so somebody can see what you're talking about. It's not just right and wrong, but you're actually giving.
Well, for one thing, every round that Joshua came back to the corner, his arms was up on the ropes. Novice trainers know that you always pull the fighter's hands back into the left.
Why?
So he can get the complete amount of oxygen into his lungs. All right? You never let the fighter's hands stay up on the ropes, hanging up on the ropes like that. Number two, I didn't see anybody pulling that cup out. People say, well, what does the cup have to do with anything? It has a lot to do with it. Breathing. That cup is leaning into his lower abdomen, and it cuts off the breath. So let's release the pressure of the cup from leaning into your abdomen and pull his hands down to it. But those little things is what is the difference between winning and losing. Strategies. You understand? So those are two things that I saw, that I observed. He never did it.
Was there any when he got hit around the back? He's claiming he got hit on the top of the head or the back of the head, and it's a shot you don't really recover from. Is there anything that could have been done?
He should have got hit on the back of the head. He kept bending his head down. He kept putting his head down there. He wasn't fighting tall. I saw him putting his head down. He threw a punch and he pulled his head down there and ran to be hit in the back of the head. I saw the shot he's talking about. It happened a couple of times, but he himself was the culprit. He kept putting his head down there where he could be hit.
He got hit the same way he got hit by Ruiz, the same way he got hit by Dillian Whyte. So there's no progression there.
He put his head down in the way when he threw the lowest punches, when he threw the right hand, he bends down, he puts his head in harm's way. It's little things, you know. It's little things that make the difference between winning and losing. You know, I learned. When I was with Emmanuel Stewart, I learned more about strategy than I did about training. When Emmanuel and I joined forces with each other, I think I had already did 26, 27 years in the sport. But Emmanuel and our relationship was the coup de grace, because I learned a lot more about strategy. What to do and what not to do in preparation leading into the fight, and what to do and what not to do during the fight. You understand? So I learned that from Emmanuel. And I learned about strategy. What's good, what's bad, you know? When I had, different fighters, I'll come in and Emmanuel would say, look, you can send that fighter home. I don't need him here, because the guy is no good for my fighter's company. I had never heard that before. In all my years in boxing, I had never heard that. Emmanuel will send my guys home. I'd have 1 or 2 guys that he might have did that to over the years. He said, no, I don't need him. You know? He said, because that guy is no good for my fighter's confidence. And he would send him home. And I couldn't understand that for a long time. But as time went on with him, I began to understand that he was looking to protect his fighter from being humiliated. He was looking to protect his fighter from being downtrodden. You understand?
That sounds contrary to the stories that we've heard about Crunk, where you've had all out brawls and wars and, sparring and hard sparring. Now you're saying something very different.
Well, Emmanuel did that for fighters he cared about. But Emmanuel wasn't interested like Tommy Hearns, for instance. Tommy Hearns was Emmanuel's baby. That was Emmanuel would let Tommy Hearns get in with certain fighters. He would not put Tommy in with certain fighters because he felt that the mix wasn't good. He might have thought the same thing, that the guy's no good for Tommy's confidence. You know, he might have figured that Tommy might have got injured because Tommy Hearns was a mean guy. He was a mean guy in that ring. He wasn't going to back down from nobody. He'd get hurt, knocked down, drag out, and at any time inside that ring. You know, he wasn't nobody to play around with. And Emmanuel knew that. So he wouldn't put certain fighters in there with Tommy because he was protecting his cash cow. And nobody can blame him.
So
I had Maurice Harris boxing with Lennox Lewis. The first time that Maurice Harris boxed with Lennox Lewis, Emmanuel came up to me and said, "Hey, here's $2,500. You can get out of here with him." I said, yeah. He said, you can take this guy out of here. I arrived in Big Bear, California on Saturday night. Sunday morning they boxed, and on Monday we was on our way out of that camp. He said, because this guy is no good for Lennox's confidence. All right? And then when Lennox boxed Mike Tyson, Emmanuel made it his business. He said, "Look, Lennox, I want you to pay Maurice Harris $5,000 a week to stay in this camp." And Lennox rebuffed him. He said, "Hey, man, I don't want to pay the guy $5,000 to stay in my camp. I don't need to box him. Harris is a tall, lanky boxer, and Mike Tyson is a short, squat puncher, slugger." But Emmanuel's thing was that we need Harris here because the only person that can get Mike Tyson in shape to think about giving you any kind of competition is this guy. So if we lock this guy up, then that means Mike Tyson's hands is down up because Harris is the best guy to get him in shape. So pay him $5,000, bring him into the camp, and leave him in the camp where we can control what Harris does. And I remember Maurice trying to leave the camp. He wanted to leave the camp for some reason, to go see his wife or something. And Lennox said, "No, ain't nobody leaving no camp. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Have your family to come to the camp. You know, but you can't leave nowhere. I want to know where you at all the time." That's how serious, how focused Lennox was on what Emmanuel Stewart has said. And I thought, how nice, how respectful was that? So that's the case, you know?
So
that is the case.
So getting knocked out in sparring by cruiserweights and heavyweights, the guy that knocked out Joshua in sparring, so I understand, is Joey DeWaco, the same guy that you've been calling out for Justin Jones.
I'd like Joey DeWaco and Justin Jones, you know, because Joey DeWaco is a good fighter. He's a good, solid, heavyweight fighter.
He's the guy he knocked Joshua out in sparring, reportedly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Joey DeWaco that did all that damage, so they say.
Joey DeWaco knocked out Joshua. I didn't know about that. I mean, no disrespect meant to Joey. Joey is a good, solid heavyweight fighter. I got a lot of respect for Joey. You know? I got a lot of respect for Joey.
But should that be allowed? All this sparring with guys getting knocked out in sparring constantly? Is that right? Is that even healthy? Is that even good?
Well, I'm not the kind of trainer that likes that kind of stuff. In fact, when my guys spar, my heavyweight spar, I want the heavyweights to have on 20s and 22 gloves. They said they're pillows. Exactly. Because I'm there to teach. I'm not there for a contest. I don't get nothing out of the guys getting knocked out in sparring. That's damage. They're going into the fight damage. I'm there to teach. And if the guys got on 20s, 22s, they can punch as hard as they want to. But they're not going to bruise up ribs. They're not going to be knocking each other out. But if you bring them in there with 16s and 18s, chances are somebody's going to get knocked out. And that's not what I'm there for. I'm there to teach. I'm there to teach. I don't want to go with some gym wars, go back to my room with gym wars in my mind. My guy did this, my guy did that, my guy did this, my guy. Who knows
Ruben,
I never have.
Ruben Guerrero, your good friend, is back in the room, and he says, people sparred many rounds. Maybe AJ was gassed and Joey was brought in fresh and sparked him. He then continues to say, Ajit Kabayel is the second guy to have knocked Joshua out in sparring while he was out in the States.
That's neither here nor there. You know, what I care about that? what I care about that? That's, you understand? I believe that Gerald McClellan was injured before he got in the ring with Nigel Benn.
I believe that too.
I believe that he came in the ring damaged goods from that tough, brutal sparring in the Clark gym. I mean, it was some rough, tough sparring in that Clark gym. You know, rough, tough sparring, and I never liked it. I couldn't say nothing because I wasn't the guy controlling the sparring. But when my guys got in there, I controlled it. If it got rough, I said, no, get out. And my guys would always say, well, why I got to get out? Because I told you to get out the ring.
So
I'm not there for that.
Being, let's say from the perspective that Joshua was concussed, but the fight was pushed through anyway, then would that answer why he was behaving the way he was, coming to the arena, or going to the ring walk, having a gum shoot?
Sure it would. I mean, I watched his whole demeanor. I watched his whole demeanor coming into the ring, after he got in the ring. I watched his eyes. I watched his actions, his movement, and something wasn't right. Not taking nothing away from Andy Ruiz because he did his job. That's not Andy's fault. It's not Andy's fault. But something wasn't right with Anthony Joshua. I could see it. I can look at him and see it. Chewing on his mouthpiece, and he's getting the guy that's, rubbing his shoulders, and he's got his arms up on the ropes and he's laying back like he was making a movie or something. I was like, what the hell's going on? What's happening here? So I had a mixed emotion about watching what was going on in that corner prior to the first bell. And then when he got out there, he was crossing his legs, backing away, pity-patting the jab. I said, no.
Now.
That's why I said, if my back was to the wall at the time, I said Joshua would win the fight against Usyk. But remember, I said by the skin of his chinny chin. Because I thought he would win it with size and with activity of punching. But watching this fight, Usyk would whoop his ass.
Chewing a gum shield. In your career as a legendary coach, did you tell me if you saw your fighter chewing his gum shield at the beginning of a fight, or while the preliminaries are going on, would you be concerned if you saw your fighter chewing his gum shield?
Of course I would be concerned. It doesn't look good. It looks amateurish. It looks insecure. You don't chew on the gum shield, fumbling around your mouth like it's chewing gum or something. No, you don't do that. You're sending the wrong message to those people who make an observation of it.
So
you're the heavyweight champ in the world.
So you're in the ring with Anthony Joshua now, and you're seeing this. Even as his assistant, you're seeing this. What do you say to him?
Cut that shit out. Stop that. Don't do that. Stop that. You're making yourself look bad. You're making yourself look amateur. Stop that. It doesn't make you look any more secure to be doing that. Don't do it. I've never seen him do that before.
No, those things we've never seen him do before. Let's move on from Joshua a second, because a lot of the pressure is talking about Joshua's loss. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz, because I suspect in my heart of hearts that people are not giving Ruiz the credit that he deserves. I don't think Joshua's really giving him the credit that he deserves. I don't think Matchroom are giving him the credit that they deserve, because they're rushing into this rematch against a guy who's got a two-fisted attack, carries a good shot. I saw it. People talk about the knockdown, the right hand with a knockdown. But after that, when he gets up, Joshua hits him again with a clean right hand. And he walks straight through it. And that's when he then lands the combination to drop Joshua. But as he gets up,
my thinking is that Joshua lost power after that. Psychological and physical power. Because it's something, a person would have to have been in the ring and boxed. And my impression as being a boxer, the worst thing that can happen is drop a guy and the guy get back up and say, yeah, I'm all right. I put myself in his shoes. I'm saying, oh, this is not good. I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? I knocked this guy out. He get up and told he's all right. I said, oh, boy. This thing is getting ready to get really, really rough now. And it did something to me psychologically. I'm just a human being, It did something to me psychologically, and it took away some of the strength. Unless I was able to land again on the boxer within the next few seconds. But I think it took a lot of steam out of Joshua when Andy got up and said, I'm all right, let's go. And then came back and knocked him down. Now it's a fight. So mentality means a lot. In any fight, mentality means a lot.
People think he can just come back, take the fight in England and the rematch, just win the titles like that. Is it as simple as that, Uncle?
I'm hoping the fight doesn't be in UK. I'm hoping the fight doesn't be in the UK. I'm hoping the fight be somewhere else. Anywhere. Italy, France, Germany, anywhere but UK. Because if ever there was a time where Anthony Joshua has got to be a man and stand up and be a man, stand up and conduct himself like a man, now is the time. You know what I'm saying? Now is the time. Once you take a baby off the bottle, you keep him off the bottle. You don't put him back on the bottle. You said, no, you got to walk tall from here. Eddie Hearns don't care about it. Eddie Hearns said, look, I'm trying to get this money. I need that title back to get this money. All right? So he doesn't care. But from my perspective, now's a good time to wean Anthony Joshua off of the bottle and say, look, you got to fight, man. You got those other guys out there, like I said, Joy Pulev, Dubois, those guys are watching, man.
Okay. All right. Let's cut to the chase. Let's build the scenario. Okay. So the telephone comes through. It's Anthony Joshua. And he's on the phone. He says to you, Mr. Bashir. You go, yeah. He's I've been thinking. I'm humble and I want you to help me become heavyweight champion of the world again. So he says that to you on the phone. What happens at that point in your perspective? How do you see it? He calls you and makes that call to you. Or his team, people reach out to you and say, we want you on board. How does that conversation go?
I said to Anthony, I'm a boxing enthusiast. You know me. All right? You know me. We got to be pretty close in that training camp with Wladimir Klitschko. You know me. You understand me. If you want me to come on board, you got to guarantee me that you're going to listen to me. That you're going to listen to me and do things the way I ask you to do them. To adapt things that I ask you to adapt. To follow the guidelines that I ask you to. If you can guarantee me that, if you can say, yes, look me in my eyes and say, yes, I can do that, then we got business together. But despite the money, I can't be there as a gopher.
Explain that to boxing fans, please, just so they understand that.
I don't want to be somebody's yes man. I don't want to come in and be somebody's yes man for money. Everybody needs money. I like money too. But I don't want to be somebody's gopher. I don't want to be somebody's yes man. I don't want to be somebody's tap dancer for money. I don't want to be an ornament. You know, because I have somewhat of a reputation in the sport of boxing. I don't want to be, you know, Ali Bashir is on board with this guy, but I don't want to become the tap dancer for him. I'm on board because he's listening to me. I'm on board because he honors and respects what I'm telling him, what I'm teaching him. I can make the difference in him. I can see I can make the difference in him. I can make the difference in any boxer that's listening. Any boxer that gives their soul to me, I'm going to give my soul to them. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do the work. And I'll put that work in comparison to any trainer that's out there. If you sat back and observe this, you'll see the difference, you know? But that's why the way I would come in. If I can't get that, I can't do it.
Would you be open to train with Robert McCracken?
Train with him?
Wow.
No, I think I can teach Robert some things. I think I can teach Robert some things. Train with him? No, I'm not training nobody with nobody. Because I don't believe the fighter can serve two trainers. I don't believe that. I think it becomes a competition in the boxer's mind anyway. And sometimes it becomes a competition between the trainers. I don't want my teachers diluted. I don't want my teachers watered down with somebody else's teaching. I'm teaching the guy one thing about the jab, or about hooking off the jab, and the other guy is insecure, perhaps. I'm not saying that's so, but perhaps he's insecure, so he's going to teach him something different. Just to buck what I just said. So no, I don't want to train a boxer with nobody. I don't think a boxer can serve two trainers. I don't think so. And if so, it's far and few in between that can do it. But the average ones, they can't do it. You know, so I don't want to train a boxer with nobody. I don't want to work with nobody. It's only one voice. You're going to listen to what I say, and that's the way it is. And most trainers are like that there, I believe. But I don't want to train no boxer with another trainer now. Because I think that each trainer is unique and different in their approach, in their application, in their insight. So no, I can't do that. I would never do that.
Well, I have news for you that Robert McCracken has been confirmed, and AJ will continue with Robert McCracken. What are your thoughts of that?
Well, that's his funeral. That's his funeral. I told you as far back as 3 years ago that, you know, Robert might be a good guy, but he's not on that level, not on the heavyweight championship. He's going to lose it again. That's his funeral. If you want to hang out with him, go ahead. I don't think he's going to make the difference. I don't think he can make the difference. I told you that they were satisfied with the way things were going, that they weren't going to trade. I told you that 3 years ago. I said he was a tragedy in progress. It just hasn't been anybody to check his chin yet. Now that his chin been checked, trust me, the wolves are outside with their lunchboxes, waiting for their chance to get a shot at him. I'm thinking that Dubois will run through him. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Dubois would run through him. You know, I think that he would beat him.
So,
you know, and if Andy Ruiz did that there, I can only imagine what Joe Joyce would do. Andy just walked him down. So I can imagine what Joe Joyce would do. So if you want to continue with Robert McCracken, hey, what can I say? That's your choice.
So I made a statement that Anthony Joshua is done. I said it because I don't see how you can carry on the same way and still, after getting knocked out, still go the same way.
Well, perhaps he'd have to get knocked out again to realize that, hey, maybe these people that are talking about me, maybe they have a point.
No, he obviously hasn't watched what happened with David Price's career. The same old people asking for automatic rematch. And when Price got knocked out the second time, people deserted Price.
Audley Harrison.
No more than Audley. David Price got knocked out, and people caught the same rubbish they were talking. It was lucky. He didn't deserve it. Price, he was up for the fight. Same old garbage. Go back and listen to the tapes. Same old garbage. Same old media. Same old not taking responsibility, admitting Andy Ruiz is a better fighter than they saw because they don't know shit about boxing. Because if they knew shit about boxing, they would say, look, this guy is a legitimate threat. If they knew shit about boxing, you listen to all these boxing commentaries. Listen to them all. Don't know shit about boxing. But I can sit down and see, I could see Andy Ruiz is a serious threat. Dangerous left hook, dangerous at mid-range, throws fast combinations, and if he catches AJ, he gets him hurt, he's going to get him out of there because he throws fast punches. As soon as he connected with that left hook and he wobbled AJ just put his hands up. As soon as he got caught with left hook, bang, puts his hands up. And then Ruiz just rushes him. And that's what happened again. Because the way he reacts to punches isn't good. And Rob McCracker's not going to give him defense. So the same thing will happen again. And even if he does try and give him defense, what's he going to learn between now and November? And I mentioned this in terms of his amateur pedigree. I said, look at the guy that beat him in the European Championships. I think it was Nista. I said, look at this guy, Nista. Short, squat, got inside of Joshua and caused him nothing but pain. I said, Ruiz can watch this Nista fight and he'll do the same. He can do the same thing to Joshua. No, that was a long time ago. That was in the amateurs. He had a dodgy chin in the amateurs. He's got a dodgy chin now. But people don't see those things. Don't get it. I don't understand it.
And AJ's defense is in the basement.
What defense?
Yeah, what defense?
What defense? Well, put your hands up like this and put your head down and cower away. That's not defense.
Yeah, it comes back to haunt him. It comes back to haunt him, He's a good fighter, but he's not as good as I thought he was.
He's good on the front foot. He's a front foot, flat track bully.
Front foot, back foot. A lot of guys are dangerous on the back foot. It's just the person. Overall, it's just the person. And I thought that I had a vision of him being something that he really is not. Now I see that he's not now.
Uncle, you might need me as your advisor. What do you think, Uncle? What do you think? Can I get a job with you?
Well, it's not out of the question.
Would you bring me on board as your analyst? You train the fighters and I'll do the analytics.
It's not out of the question. It never is. Arrogance is what people from wrestling. If somebody has an insight, more so not to, then I'll submit to that and join forces with them. So yeah, it's not out of the question. I'm not arrogant. I guess there's some arrogance about me, but I'm not so arrogant that I'm ignorant.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being arrogant or being firm in the beliefs of who you are. Do you know what I mean? You know what you are, and you've proven yourself, and you've got evidence of a CV of what you've done. You've seen it is evidence of your work. You're not just talking from a keyboard.
I get arrogant when somebody tries to run over me. I get arrogant when somebody tries to disrespect me.
Now that's the arrogance. That's the blood boiling in you. That's the blood boiling in you. That's all.
Well, it's being confused with arrogance, And I get like that, because I'm the kind of man that I don't want nobody trying to bully me. Like the gentleman said that's just not the way things go. If you got the fighter that can fight, it is the way it goes. Because I got the ghost that's laying the golden eggs. All right? And that's the way it goes because I got the goose that's laying the golden eggs. Now you want to change and get somebody to fight and beat my guy, then you could talk. But if I got the goose that's laying the gold later, Vlad Serenko is a good example. Vlad Serenko is a good example. He can fight, and he will fight, and he listens. He's studious. And at this point, he's very respectful to me. You know, I don't know what tomorrow holds. Neither one of us. But he does have great respect for me. He shows me great respect. And he does everything I ask him to do. So if that changes tomorrow, then it's God's will, you know?
Ruben asked the question, does Uncle think AJ has regressed since the Vlad fight, or is Vlad over the hill then?
I don't think Vlad was over the hill. I don't think Vlad's over the hill now. I think that Wladimir Klitschko can still fight. I think that Wladimir Klitschko can still fight. I think Wladimir Klitschko can still come back and be in that top 5 heavyweights in the world right now. And he hasn't fought since the AJ fight. But he's sparred. I've seen him in sparring. You know? I talk to him quite often, and I tell him, you know, we talked day before yesterday.
How's he feeling?
We had a few laughs, but, you know, he knows behind my laugh, he knows that there's some serious intent. I told him that I'm waiting by the phone. Whenever you're ready, we can go back out there and make it happen. I think that he could be in the top 5 heavyweights in the world right now. And I asked him, I said, what are you sparring for? If you're not going to come back, would you love to, you know, getting hit that much? And hit people back? Which is that, some kind of a turn on for you? So I believe that he can still come back. And I'm going to believe that for the next 5 years. You know, 5 years is the realistic window that he has to come back. But Wladimir Klitschko, at this point, is in better shape than George Foreman was when he made a comeback.
That's true. By far.
And the fact that he's a doctor, you know, he's a doctor, so he knows how to get in shape. He knows what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat it, when not to eat it. He knows what to do. He knows how to operate the muscle groups and stuff, so he knows how to stay in shape. At this point, he's in a better condition than George Foreman was when he came back.
Amen.
So for the next 5 years, I'm just sitting by the phone waiting because I'm expecting him to come back and fight.
I hope he picks you as the trainer this time around.
Yeah, to and from, you know, I hope so too. You know, but I expect him to come back to boxing. So if you're out there listening, lad, don't give me a hard time, man. Just get your cup and come on, man. Let's go to work.
Eugene follows up by saying, sorry, my internet cut off. He goes, what I meant by Serenko being smart is he is better to stick with Bashir all the way through, or he might end up in uncaring hands.
Yeah, you know, I think that there are only a few people like me in boxing. There's only a few people like me in the world who's caring enough to say yes or no. Most people just want to get to the money. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care how they get there. They don't care who they sacrifice to get there. I care about Vlad Serenko. I care about him like he's a son. We've gotten that close. Me and Vlad Serenko are very close. You know, I'm just that kind of guy where I care about the boxers that I'm working with. You know, people say you can't get close to the boxers. You can't fall in love with the boxers. You can't do this with the boxers. But how do you make that stick? If you work with an individual day in and day out, how do you not love them? How do you not care about them? How do you not view them as being your children? How do you not do that? I mean, how does that happen? How does that work? I can't do it. I can't separate myself from that. I'm going to get personal with the boxer, as I am with Vlad Serenko, with you know, Ivana Albertson, Justin Jones. I'm personable with them. And find great difficulty in separating myself from being who I am, the man that my mother raised. You know, I'm compassionate like my mother. So I don't want to put my fighter into a situation where there's going to put him in jeopardy or get him hurt. I would never be able to live for myself. You know, Wladimir is a beautiful guy. He's a tough fighter, a really, really durable fighter. And thus far, he gives me everything he got. Everything he got. You know? So I'm satisfied with that. I'm satisfied with who I am. As a person, as a boxing trainer, I'm very, very satisfied with who I am.
Okay. Eugene continues by saying, when Mr. Bashir has his fighter come as a sparring partner into other boxing camps, does he supervise the process all the way? What are the dangers of a trainer not being there for sparrings?
There are a lot of dangers because, like I said, everybody's not going to care for the fighter, care about the fighter the same way. Every trainer is not going to see the things that I see because they don't know the things. You know? So yeah, there's some setbacks in that, you know?
Okay.
I've been there for most of Wladimir sparring with Joe Joyce, with Michael Hunter, Otender Usyk. I've been there for those sparring sessions.
Okay.
You know?
When you look at Andy Ruiz's style and you look at Vlad Tsarenko's style, talk to me about the difference between the two guys and whether they're comparable or not.
I think Wladimir utilizes his footwork far more than Andy does with his. You know, Andy is deliberate in his attempts, whereas Wladimir is foxy. You know, he's there and he's not there. Andy is deliberate. I'm here, and when you swing, I'm going to break your neck, you know? I'm going to try to break your neck when you swing. Andy Ruiz is a master at punching when you punch. He wants to engage because he's a short-armed guy. And so when you punch, his game is to try to catch you punching, to deliver his damage. So, yeah, Wladimir and Andy has a similarity. But I think Vlad's footwork is better.
So how, if Vlad was in the ring that night against Joshua, would the similar thing have happened or not?
Vlad is a left hooker. Vlad is a left hooker, and anybody catches with that left hook, they've got to pay attention. They got to respect it. And if they don't respect it, they'll be looking up at the lights. Wladimir is a solid left hooker. Wladimir has a good chin and a lot of courage. So he's there to fight. I think that Vlad would have been in a good place in that ring. I wish it had been so. You know,
so I say, how about Dillian Whyte? He's talking about as #1 contender for WBO. How would that fight go? Dillian Whyte versus Andy Ruiz.
A hot fight, a hot showdown. I like Dillian Whyte. I like Dillian Whyte because he's one of those street dogs that brings the streetism into the fight. He's not no punk. That's going to be a hot fight. If that fight comes to pass, that's going to be a hot fight.
There are rumors going around that the IBF may pull away and their title might become vacant. What are your thoughts on that?
With Ruiz?
Yeah, the IBF may become vacant.
Why?
Because he might not. He's got to honor a mandatory.
If the IBF pulls away now, I think that the IBF would be doing themselves a great disservice. I think that Ruiz should be allowed to compete against Anthony Joshua in a rematch. I think some time should be given to him before that mandatory comes into place. I think they should make some kind of adjustment and allow him to rematch Anthony Joshua. I think it would be doing themselves a great disservice for them to pull out now.
Okay. Leof Gramerson, I hope I've said your name right there, says, is there a possibility that the AJ camp are putting the loss down to AJ State on fight night instead of giving Andy Ruiz the needed respect? This is where I'm saying. I've said, Leof, that I think that for me, Ruiz is a much better fighter than Camp Joshua, Team Joshua are giving him credit for, or the promoter. But they'll find out themselves.
Well, part of it is arrogance, part of it is bravado. But I think that Andy Ruiz has earned his stripes. What is he, 32-1?
Yep. Well, he did really lose to Parker.
And he stopped AJ. He stopped him. It wasn't a decision, he stopped him. So if they don't respect him, then they make mockery of themselves. Because he came in and did the do. He came in the ring and he did the do. He came in and did the do, man. And you got to respect that. He didn't fold under pressure. He didn't fold under the lights. And when he was down on the floor, he got up and said, I'm all right, let's keep going. And then he put the champion down. And he sent the message and putting them down like, I'm here to fight. If you thought it was going to be an easy night, well, you must be thinking differently now.
Everybody's in the room, please do smash the like button. If you're in the room, you're watching this, smash the like button, please. 28 people in the room, smash the like button. Let's do this. Hearn also, Eugene continues, said, Hearn also wants to execute WBO super champion to force Ruiz to defend the title against another matchroom promoted fighter, that being Usyk. So Usyk against Joshua. Not against Ruiz, sorry. Usyk versus Ruiz.
I think Usyk beats any heavyweight in the world right now.
I did debate last night, actually. I was talking about the heavyweights, and I said that Usyk has every chance of beating Wilder as long as Wilder don't connect clean on him. What are your thoughts on that fight?
I think Usyk beats any heavyweight in the world right now. Plain and simple. I know why, if everybody else don't know why. I know why I chose him to do that. I know just why I chose Usyk over any heavyweight in the world right now. I chose him to beat any heavyweight that's in the world right now that puts gloves on.
Now, Usyk himself said that Wilder and Fury were too big. What are your thoughts on that?
He said they're too big.
Yeah.
That's just a word. Alexander Usyk can compete against anybody. He competed against a lot of big guys in the amateurs, and he'll compete against the big guys at heavyweight.
Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder.
Andy Ruiz gets knocked out.
I've said that. You know that Michael Hunter knocked out Andy Ruiz in the amateurs, right?
Yeah.
He was telling me.
You're gonna knock out a lot of people.
Your friend again, Ruben, has popped in the room. He says that Tyson Fury, he's too long, too big, and can use his size over Alexander Usyk.
Yeah, but I know some things about Usyk that nobody knows that will allow him to beat Tyson Fury. It will not be easy, but it won't be impossible. I think that Usyk beats him.
Smash that like button, people. Smash that like button and click the share button as well. Get other people in the room. Pekka Decker, brother, good to see you in the room. He asked, is boxing failing because there are lots of champions in each weight division?
Say that again.
Is boxing failing because there are lots of champions in each weight division?
I don't think boxing will fail. I mean, it has its lows throughout history, but somehow it always survives and comes back. I wish that there weren't so many championship belts. I just wish that they would stop that because they're weakening the sport itself. everybody and their mother has got an organization. You got this organization, that organization, this organization. I just want, I would like to get back to old school. Ring Magazine. And let's go with that. Ring Magazine.
Pekadeka says it is disgraceful that these champions avoid top contenders.
Well, I was saying, before the demise of Anthony Joshua, I was saying that I hope that Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder meets before one of them are defeated. And then it takes the luster off the appetite of the people. That's what I said. And now that he's been defeated, how can you sell the Joshua fight with Deontay now? How can you sell it?
Well, supposedly they were meant to meet on Sunday morning. Joshua and they were meant to meet on Sunday morning.
What was meant to be on Sunday morning?
Wilder and Joshua were meant to sit down and have a meeting on Sunday to try and make the fight happen on the Sunday morning.
Oh, stop it. How can they sell the fight now? Who's going to believe in that fight? Who's going to believe it? Who's going to buy it? The enthusiasts are not going to buy that fight now.
Well, like I said before, there's some people out there that think the fight was fixed. And Joshua did what he did to make Wilder make the fight happen even faster. That's why.
Oh, stop it. He got his ass whooped, man. Let the thing go. For those people out there who believe like that, stop it. He got his ass whooped. Did you see the second knockdown? Did you see the look that was in AJ's eyes? Did that look like a fix to you? It didn't look like a fix to me. It looked like a person saying, oh, God, I'm in some deep trouble here now. I need your help. Come on, man.
Can you explain why he was smiling when he got knocked down? It wasn't a smile, it mattered.
That smile meant that, I know what's getting ready to happen next. That's what that smile meant. I'm calling a spade here. I'm not pulling no punches here. He got his ass whooped. Let it rest at that. Don't try to come up with all these scenarios about this happened and that happened and boo, 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 and blah, blah, blah. No. He got his ass whooped, man.
Andre Ward. Did you hear what Andre Ward said about him?
What?
Andre Ward says he is the truth, but he spends more time being an Instagram model and pushing weights and making his body look good rather than work on his technical aspects of the game.
Andre's right.
And he said that he said, while he was retired, he was thinking of having 3 fights, a warm-up, a cruiserweight fight, and then going for Anthony Joshua. He said he knew he could beat Joshua, but he was going to go about it. His defeat, he would have defeated him a different way.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt it. Because Anthony, Ward has got special skills. And looking at the way that AJ fought Joseph Parker and Ruiz, I wouldn't doubt it. He's very vulnerable. AJ looks very vulnerable, and I like the guy. But I'm calling him spade. He looks very, very vulnerable.
How about this one, Uncle? This one came through from Ruben Guerrero, your friend. He said, someone said that someone slipped vodka in AJ's water bottle. That's why he looked...
Ruben, stop that. Stop that, Ruben. Stop that. Somebody slipped vodka into... How likely is somebody would get near AJ's water bottle in AJ's locker room? Get out of here. Stop that, Ruben. Don't believe in that. Don't come up with these theories like that.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't do drugs. Stop it. They're not good for you, Ruben. Yeah. I told you already.
Please stop that. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear that stuff.
Another story I heard was AJ he gave the belts up and he gave it to his so he'd get a massive sellout at Wembley, so he didn't have to fight Wilder and get a rematch. So he gets a rematch against Ruiz and makes loads more money on the rematch. And then they can have a trilogy. That's what I heard. That's the rumor I heard as well. I couldn't believe what I was listening to.
I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved in the theory aspect of this conversation. Now, leave that stuff for somebody else. I don't want to talk about that. That's bull. Bunch of bull. You got his ass whooped, and that's it. You know. And I would tell AJ, you got your ass whooped. Okay, swallow it and keep going. It's got to come back. Now, what you need to do is you can't change the past. You can't change what happened. The only thing you can do now is try to write history going forward. You know. You need to get out there and regain your stature by giving Ruiz a good beat.
Have you seen some of the pictures in the media where they've had a picture where Ali's on the canvas and they've got trying to get off the canvas and AJ's trying to get off the canvas? Have you seen that?
No.
And then the picture of AJ where he's looking over Klitschko, and there's a picture of Muhammad Ali looking over Sonny Liston in black and white.
Different. Quite different. Quite big difference. You know, when they try to compare other people, other boxers to Ali, it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. Because Muhammad Ali could take a punch. Muhammad Ali had courage like no one could imagine. Ali could box. Ali would fight through any kind of adversity. AJ could not fight through any kind of adversity. When that referee was talking to him when they stopped the fight, I didn't see no fight from AJ. I didn't see no fight. He might contest me and say it was a lot of fight, but I didn't see it looking. That's what I'm saying. When I looked at him, when the referee was counting, I didn't see that. I want to get back out here and prove myself. I saw where he's ready to, when the referee waved it off, that was it.
Marky BA says, now Ruben asks, does Uncle see Ortiz having any chance of a rematch with Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, Slim and none, and Slim is out of town.
Next. Then Marky B asks the question, ask Uncle Bashir what prime Mike Tyson does against today's Deontay Wilder.
I think he knocks Deontay out inside of 5 rounds, if less. I know what you're thinking, that Deontay's right hand is going to find Tyson and knock him out, but Mike Tyson could take a punch, man.
And Mike Tyson had that head movement. He had that head movement.
Yeah, but even if you found him, even if he got a hit, did you see the right hand that Razor Ruddock hit him with?
Yeah. Razor Ruddock's not the same sort of puncher, though, as Deontay. Historically.
Yeah, but you
and remember, Ruddock hit Tommy Morrison. And Morrison's not known to have a great chin. And Morrison got off the canvas and knocked him out.
Yeah, I think that fight will stop. That's a fight that I think will stop prematurely.
What?
They stopped that fight. Yeah. I think that fight will stop prematurely. I look back at that fight all the time. It was a premature stop.
That left hook that took his head off his shoulders. Clean off his shoulders.
No. You got to look at the stoppage. The stoppage. When they stopped that fight prematurely.
I have to go back.
Deontay probably punches harder than Ruddock, but not that much harder. Ruddock can punch.
I remember what he did to Mike Dokes. That was something.
Yeah.
Blue Blood Sports, brother in the building. That's my man. Yo, Blue Blood. What's going on, brother? Uncle Bashir, Blue Blood Sports. Fantastic media work he does over in the States. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you for tuning in. So, Ruben Greer continues, says, too many people comparing AJ loss with Lennox Lewis. What do you think?
I mean, it's easy to compare something. You know, I mean, Lennox got clipped a couple of times, but he came back to establish himself as one of the best heavyweight champions in history. AJ has yet to do that. So hold the comparisons until his career is over.
But what I don't understand is Lennox got caught with one shot. Twice in his career got hit one shot. The McCall fight and the Rackman fight. Joshua got beat up in there. He got taken apart. He got walked. He got backed up by a smaller guy. And then the guy took him out. So I didn't see that with Lennox Lewis. And I didn't see Lennox coming to the ring chewing on his gum shield. I didn't see Lennox walking, handing his belts over to the challenger. I didn't see Lennox Lewis telling any of his challengers when he was champion, don't turn up to the arena. Lennox was actively seeking Mike Tyson, actively seeking to fight Mike Tyson. I remember he went down the road trying to get Ray Mercer. He went to court to try and get the fight with Mike Tyson. He was active.
With all due respect, but that wasn't the same Mike Tyson.
He still chased him, though. Still chased him.
When Lennox fought Mike, I'm saying, and Lennox is my main man. But Mike was done, man.
Of course Mike was done.
He was done when he fought Lennox, Mike was done. Mentally, physically, he was done.
Chasing him for ages. Remember, Mike didn't want to fight him. He had I was waiting for. He was going to fight for the title, and Mike, I think he vacated the title or something. So Lennox said he didn't have to face Lennox. I think it was when they fought. That's how Lennox was able to fight for the vacant title against Oliver McCall in the rematch, if I'm correct.
Different guys, different fighters.
So where do you see this now for Ruiz and Joshua now? And is Eddie Hearn doing him any favors speaking the way he's speaking?
Eddie Hearn is a promoter, and he's doing what promoters do. Eddie Hearn ain't taking no punches. Eddie Hearn is just interested in getting his money. And should Joshua go out there and get clipped and get knocked out, he get on the next horse and keep riding. He's no different from Don King or none of the rest of them. The people criticize Don King, but Don King was a realist. Don King did give you makeup and sugarcoating. Don King gave you who Don King was. These other people have makeup and sugarcoating on their stuff, but they're no different. They're no different. They shouldn't be held in any esteem over Don King because they're the same people. At the end of the day, the promoter is trying to get his money.
Should Anthony Joshua go back in against Ruiz, which we've advised him not to go and do, and get knocked out by Ruiz in a rematch in England, what happens then? Does he retire? Can he come back?
In England, if I was Andy Ruiz, I wouldn't fight him in UK.
Yeah.
Now if they give me a truckload of money.
Why?
They give me a truck. I wouldn't fight him in England.
Why wouldn't you fight in England? You're the chat. Wait, you've just said
the deck is stacked against him.
But the deck was stacked against Joshua when he came to America, wasn't it?
No.
Why?
The deck wasn't stacked against him. If Joshua would have thought he'd came in there and walked out the same way he came in, the deck wasn't stacked against him.
Well, he wasn't fighting in the UK, was it?
But we know if Andy Ruiz goes to UK, the deck is going to be stacked against him. All right, look at Katie Taylor's fight. Look at Ray Robinson's fight.
That was in America.
Yeah, I know, and the deck was still stacked against the Americans. The deck was stacked against Ray Robinson.
We know that fight's not going to go. That fight's not going to go 12 rounds. The rematch.
Look, they're not going to go. I wouldn't go to England. I would say, look, you want to fight? You come where I say come.
Okay, give me an example of how the deck can be stacked against Andy Ruiz in a rematch, and the things that maybe he may have to look out for.
I'll tell you, those people with the pins behind those desks. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, wants those belts back, and they will go through any extreme to get it. All right? They're selling a product. They can We just want those belts back in UK. I want the belts back in UK, and that's it.
Yeah, you can't.
First thing came out of his mouth was, we're going to have the rematch in UK. The first thing came out of his mouth. Yeah, we're going to have the rematch in UK. We're going to have the rematch in UK. The first thing came out of his mouth.
So,
Ingram.
yeah, I'm listening. I'm just listening. I'm just listening to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, they're going to say, come to UK, and we're going to give it to you with no grease. Come on. So I like the fact that Andy Ruiz is rigid in his stance. He's with Al Heyman. Al Heyman is going to make the best deal. All right. I would take it out of head now that they came up with a tractor trailer full of money. Then I'll take my chance.
So you think Al Heyman now? Josh Hearn made a statement the other day. He went, finish me in Matchroom, knock out Joshua and finish me to Wilder, finish me. So I guess Andy Ruiz, who's also connected to Wilder via PBC and Al Heyman. Now that's happened. Do you think Al Heyman's gonna want to rub salt into the wound?
Yeah, he's holding all the aces now. He's got Deontay Wilder and Ruiz.
So do you think Eddie Hearn's got that sort of power that he can command where Ruiz fights next?
What gives him that kind of power is astronomical money. If you're going to give that money up, then he can get it in the UK. I don't see why
not. Ruben says location is fixed in rematch clause. Is it not? Because they asked Joshua, and Joshua said he didn't even know if there was a rematch clause. That's what he said when they asked him.
No, not all the time, Ruben. No. The rematch clause doesn't indicate the location. No. Not all the time. Not less specifically asked for, but it doesn't do that.
Dillian White made some interesting observations of Joshua when he got hit on the head. He was asking Robert McCracken, "What punch was that? What shot was it that hit me?" So he was saying Joshua was talking rubbish in the corner. He should be focusing on the next round.
Well, when you're disoriented, you say a lot of things that you don't particularly pay attention to.
What about his health, Uncle?
What about it?
Sparring, getting knocked out, then getting in the fight and getting knocked out, and potentially fight with concussion, and now this rematch.
Well, if that's true, it's not wise to fight concussive. You know, you need to pay particular attention to that. It's not wise to fight in a concussive state. You know? So, me being the humanitarian that I am, I'd say no, just take a break. You need to take a break. Go to maybe the Mayo Clinic and get checked out, and they show you good to go.
Kenny says to say to you, it's nice to see you in the room, Uncle Bashir, and to keep it up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay, wait
a minute. It's people like him that give me motivation to keep on being who I am, to keep on doing what I do.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Has anybody got any more questions for Uncle Bashir before he disappears? Get your questions in now. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes in the thing, and anybody wants any shout outs for Uncle Bashir, any question to ask, feel free. Marky BS says, Uncle Bashir, we love you. More shows, please.
Oh man, I love you all too, man. Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all make me tick, man. You guys make me tick, you know. And I don't care if you're coming at me with criticism. or the wildest questions. You still make me get up and function as a boxing trainer. And I want to do this boxing training for as long as God will permit. And when they throw the dirt on me, just say I was a good guy, and I tried to make the difference. I did what other trainers are not willing to do. I went places where other trainers dare not go. You understand? Because their motivation in most cases, not in every case, in most cases, it's money. In most cases, it's light. You know, I gotta have the cameras around. You know, you can recognize who those trainers are. I don't have to call no names. You can recognize who those trainers is, and when you do, you say, "Oh, this must be the people we're talking about." But I'm telling you, most of these guys are not going to do what I do. They're not going to roll up their sleeves and go in and do the work. So yeah, you guys motivate me. So thank you for paying attention. Thank you for listening to the show, and keep on doing what you're doing.
More thoughts are coming in. Ruben Guerrero, great work, Uncle. And then he goes on to say, how did Vlad Tsarenko do with Joyce in sparring? Can you spare the details? I know you've spoken about it before, Uncle, but please repeat that.
It was tough sparring. You know, Vlad, I had just got with him. I had only been with him a little over a year. And him and Joe was in there. I think they were in there 3 days in a row, 6 rounds apiece, 6 rounds each day, and it was tough sparring. It was competitive sparring. It wasn't no one-way sparring. It wasn't one-sided. And Joe wasn't doing Vlad any favors, and Vlad wasn't doing Joe any favors. They were banging.
Okay. Marky BS says, I want to see Bashir in the corner. And then says, Uncle Bashir, do you see this being David Price 2.0? It's Tony Thompson all over again with AJ?
No, I don't think it's quite that bad. I do see a way that AJ can come back and win the rematch. But I can also, having said that, see AJ coming back and losing to him again. You know, I think that AJ has a good chance of winning the rematch, but I also think that there is a good possibility that he can lose a rematch.
Prince R9 says, definitely more shows with Uncle Bashir.
I'm grateful for it. I'm happy to be here. I've taken out this time. I'll take out any time to talk with Ingram. You know, Ingram is a good guy. He's an in-depth journalist, and I like it. You know, I like being here. You know, that's why I spend so much time on this show, and I basically ignore other shows because the other shows are more, I don't know, commercialized. It's just something about that turns me off. So I specifically chose to be on this show because we can expound on different things and we can agree and disagree in peace, you know, and I like it.
Eugene pops in, says, Ruiz has been suspended for a week because he was dropped. If the Athletic Commission does not allow you to fight for a week after being dropped, how the hell have they let AJ out after being knocked out?
Don't know. You asked a question. You know, you asked a question I can't answer.
Okay. Pekadeckas.
Different commissions, different authorities come up with different reasoning and process when it comes to things like that, you know?
Okay.
My feeling is about this thing, this boxing thing. I feel that I'm the best trainer in the world right now. Now, I expect rebuttal, you know, and I respect for those people who have rebuttals. But as far as application and tutelage of this sport, I think that I'm in a good place now to say I'm probably the best in the world right now.
We might need to do an evening on it. James, who is the best trainer in the world, pound for pound, the best heavyweight trainer in the world today? And then we need to start looking at stats, who they've done, what what with, and, you know, I guess we'd have to do that. And we also, I think we have to, if we're going to do that, we need to have in the accessibility angle as well, because you've got commercial trainers, which means they've got access to all the top fighters.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I expect rebuttals and I respect their opinions, But if I don't feel this way about myself when I'm looking at what's going on in the world of boxing, and mind you, today I'm in America, tomorrow I'm in South Africa, the next day I'm in Croatia, the next day I'm in Switzerland, Spain, I'm all over the place. And I'm observing what's going on, what's being taught to the boxer. I observe what I see on the internet, and I say, oh my God, does the boxer know that he's being taught wrong? And they embrace these kind of teachings. I just left Las Vegas. I observed the same thing. I said, do these guys know that they're being taught wrong? Or am I in just a complete isolated minority? No, that's not the way you teach. And these are not the associations that you teach by. So yeah, I think I'm the best that's out there. I think I'm the best. I think I'm the best, and like I said, and for those people who have rebuttals, I respect that.
Okay, got a lot of points to get through now. Pekadeka says, great discussion between Bayloric and Mr. Bashir. Thank you both. Kenny then says, will you reach out to AJ and call him up in terms of training him?
AJ has my number. He knows how to contact me. He's got to swallow his pride. Fact of the matter is, the people that put him can't help him. They're going as far as they can go with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to come to grips with himself. He's got to come to grips. He's got to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I need help. I need help. He's got to look in the mirror at himself and say, I need help. And I need it right now if I'm going to go on the sport. So if you're going to come up and say, well, I'm going to stick by this here, stick by this here, it's all right with me, and I'm sure it's all right with the media and the fans elect. It's your funeral. It's your funeral. You got to make some decisions right now, because I don't see it getting any better. You can't wave a magic wand over a situation and hope that it gets better. Close your eyes and click your heels and hope that it gets better. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that.
Unbiased and biased boxing talk. We asked the question already. You probably didn't hear it. To ask you about Andy versus Wilder. What did you say, Uncle?
He just killed.
That's it. Moving on. Does Uncle see AJ having similar flaws to pre-Manny Vladimir Klitschko? Poor gas tank, poor on the inside, and suspect chin. Vlad was able to fix these. What do you think?
Vladimir Klitschko came into the teaching from Emmanuel Stewart with an open mind. All right? And with a guru-like enthusiasm. He came in there nakedly to Emmanuel Stewart and said, I'm in trouble and I need to be taught. Emmanuel Stewart tore down his old style and rebuilt a new style, and that's what allowed Wladimir Klitschko to last 10 years as the champion. All right? It wasn't always pretty, but it was always effective.
Marky Beer says, ask Bashir if Customado could take David Price to be the next world champion if Customado was alive today.
In my opinion, I would think, according to my knowledge, maybe I'm missing something, but according to my knowledge, that Customado was, if not the best trainer for that time, he was certainly one of the top 3 trainers of that time. Based on just the fact that he took Floyd Patterson, Mike Tyson, and Torres, the light heavyweight champions. And he turned 3 wayward ghetto kids who knew nothing about boxing. He took them into the Catskills and he turned them into world champions. And how likely is it that he produced the 2 youngest champions in the history of the sport? To this day, those records stand. Floyd Patterson, Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweights ever. And nobody has even come close to upsetting those records. So, yeah, Custom Model was a sage in boxing, and I respect his ability.
But could he have made David Price the world champion?
Well, I mean, that's like asking, can Harry Houdini remake the world? That would take some doing. I mean, Harry Houdini probably was the greatest magician of all time, but when you're talking David Price, I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure on him.
Oh my God. You're wrong, Uncle. You're wrong.
Come on, man.
You're wrong, Uncle. You're wrong. Anyway. Okay. Kenny asked the question. It'd be interesting to see how you answer this one. And by the way, Kenny, just to let you know that last night Michael predicted you would ask this question. So shout out to Michael C. Does Bashir believe in fights being fixed at the highest level? Question number one.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Second question. Does Bashir believe in humiliation rituals and fighters under mind control? MK Ultra. AJ looked like he was in a trance. Is that possible?
Ask the question again.
Says, does Bashir believe in humiliation rituals? In other words, people having to make themselves look embarrassed to be part of a club, and fighters under mind control, MK Ultra, meaning their minds have been altered to something else. AJ looked like he was in a trance. Is it possible?
AJ just looked nervous and jittery. You know, I don't know about the other things he asked. I don't want to say yay or nay on those things. But AJ looked jittery, didn't look comfortable inside the ring when he came in. Just didn't impress upon me that he had the confidence that he needed to win the fight.
Okay. Let's see there. What's your thoughts on Adam Booth as a trainer? Ruben Guerrero asks.
What's my thoughts on what? You're echoing a little bit. Just say it again.
He's going to tell you he's a philosopher. Wait. Uncle Bashir, what's your thoughts on Adam Booth as a trainer?
I don't know Adam that well. I don't know him that well to say yay or nay on him. You know, I'd have to observe some of his work, but I don't know Adam that well. So I won't say anything about Adam because I don't know him well enough to say anything about him.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sure the last interview you did last time, you called him a philosopher.
Well, you know, I mean, I could have said something like that, you know, but I don't know. The fact of the matter is, I don't know him well enough to make any declaration about him.
Well, he was the guy that trained.
You know,
he's the guy that trained Josh Kelly. He's the guy that trained David Hay. He's the guy that trained George Groves.
Trained him. I guess that, you know, he was sufficient for him, you know, but there was nothing outstanding to make me pay particular attention to. But again, I don't want to say anything about the man because I don't know enough about it to make any kind of declaration concerning him. Okay,
great. Marky B said,
wait. I just know he's not better than me.
that's the way, Uncle. Great in-depth answer. Thanks, Uncle Bashir. Says Marky B.
Thank you. You know, thank you. And if you ask me, none of them better than me.
Is there anything else, Uncle?
Yeah, just tell the guys out there, pay strict attention to what you're being taught by your trainers. Pay strict observation of what's being said and taught and timing in different corners, and you will see the good trainers from the bad trainers. But I don't see many good trainers now around because most of those trainers have never had people to train them. So how could you be a good trainer, a solid trainer, if nobody ever taught you how to do that? If you never spent no time learning how to be a trainer. How could you be a good trainer? Most of the trainers that's out there is learning on the job. They're learning at the sake of the boxers. You understand? Instead of going under older trainers, paying particular attention to the older trainers, the old school trainers, learn the techniques, apply your own technique to what you learn from their technique, and then move on. But I don't see any good trainers out there. I don't see any specifically good trainers out there. And if I do, it's far and few in between.
I would.
When I say I don't see no good trainers, I don't mean overall. It's always going to be one, two, one here, one there, one there. But I'm saying overall, I don't see nothing out there that I would pay particular attention to. I'm a student of the game too. When I'm watching boxing, I watch the corners. I watch what's being said. I watch the applications in the corner. I'm always watching, and I'm always critiquing, and I'm always trying to extract the good from the bad. So I'm a student of the game. I'm always watching, and I'm always looking to learn. I'm not so wise that I can't learn.
Thoughts on Ben Davidson, according to Ruben Gray, says, what's Uncle's thoughts on Ben Davidson? He's like the new wave of trainers who deal with spreadsheets more than they see in the gym.
It's a bunch of modern techniques that means jack shit. You know, I see a bunch of modern applications in boxing that means very, very little. People keep saying, the athletes now are bigger, and they're stronger, and they're wiser. Okay, you prove that. Prove that they're bigger, stronger, and wiser. It doesn't make the difference when it comes to a boxing match. That's what I keep telling people about Alexander Usyk and about Michael Hunter. Prove that it makes them better boxers. It makes for a championship fight. Makes them a shoo-in to win the championship. I'm saying that you put Alexander Usyk and Michael Hunter in that ring, they're going to kick somebody's ass. I'm telling you. They're going to kick some ass because of their techniques, their applications, especially Alexander Usyk. And I'm saying especially him because I've worked with him and I know the kind of entity that he is. I think that the boxing is sleeping on this guy, and they're not going to wake up until he creeps right up on him. It'll be too late then. I know what I'm talking about. All right? I've worked with Michael Hunter, and I know what I'm talking about. You know? So I've worked with Usyk extensively, and I've worked with Michael Hunter sparingly. But I know what I see in their attributes. And I'm telling you, these guys are going to cause problems.
Does Bashir believe the panic attack was legit? Because Eddie Hearn would never confirm, even if it was true. Maybe he was pressurized into throwing the fight for humiliation ritual. Plus, his friend got stabbed. Blood sacrifice.
Whose friend got stabbed?
Joshua's.
His friend got stabbed where? In the States?
I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what Kenny's saying.
Damn, that's not good. Somebody gets stabbed. I couldn't believe there was a panic attack. He looked like he was just getting over when he got in the ring. He seemed to be just getting over something. He looked jittery and nervous when he came in that ring. He did not look comfortable. Yeah.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder.
Yeah, he didn't look in the corner before the bell rang, before when they were doing the introduction.
Yeah.
He did not look good.
He didn't look right. Didn't look right. Oh, I do want to mention to people, if you want to see Uncle Bashir in action, like watch him training and working with Vlad Tsarenko, we did a mini doc of Tsarenko and Bashir. It's about 20-30 minutes of Vlad Tsarenko and Uncle Bashir working together. Some pad work, footwork, all sorts of stuff there. Please check that out. Uncle Bashir, do you want to expand on that before we finish?
I'm very excited about Vlad Tsarenko. very excited about his possibilities of becoming a heavyweight champion. So I invest a lot into Wladimir. I look forward to Wladimir making some big things happen in 2020. I think that's going to be his coming out song, 2020. I think he's going to step up to the plate and make some things happen in the heavyweight division. I have another young man, Vladimir Klitschko from Odessa, Ukraine. You know, he's in his third fight now, and I'm expecting him to make noise.
We need to get him on the show, Uncle. We need to get him on the show.
Well, he doesn't speak English then.
Ah.
You know,
well, maybe we can get him and Vlad on the show together, and then get Vlad to translate.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That'd be a good idea. But Wladimir, I really am invested in him emotionally, because this young man shows me all of the attributes of a young heavyweight champion. I would be so disillusioned if he didn't become champion. It would be a big letdown, because I've invested so much, and I've told myself over and over again, don't get too excited too soon. But I'm excited about Wladimir. I'm excited about what he brings to the dance. Not just the left hook, but his courage, his focus, his efforts, and the ability to listen. You know, so I'm good with Vlad, and Vlad's good with me. I think we can go places together and do big things.
Your thoughts on Bryant Jennings and Joe Joyce? Jennings is already in the UK training.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be a tight fight. I got Joe Joyce winning that fight, but Bryant Jennings could win it. He could win it. If he stays the course and boxes smartly, he can win. He can outfox him.
Why?
He can outfox Joe. But you know, Joe, the momentum is with Joe. Joe is really coming on strong. He's a good puncher. But if Jennings is boxing smart and applies his ring knowledge, he can win this fight on points. Nobody's ever taken Joe out. Nobody's taken Joe out to see yet, to see how he does over the long haul. But I think that Jennings could possibly pull off the upset in this fight.
Ruben Guerrero says Joyce can stop Jennings, like he said that Ruiz would get stopped in 3 rounds by Joshua.
Well, you know, I'm not going to disrespect what Ruben says. Ruben sees something maybe I don't see. You know, but I'm thinking that Jennings has got to be thinking something coming off a KO loss. You know, he's got to be able to see something in Joe's armament that he can get through.
But what I like about Jennings, he's already in the country. He's already in the country. The fight's next month.
Right.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. He means business. I like the fact that he did that too.
Yeah, I like it too. Also, Dubois versus Gorman. Do you know anything about Nathan Gorman?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, they're fighting. Gorman. I don't know. I haven't looked closely at it. I need to see a little bit more Gorman.
I like Dubois. You know, but that's not to say that Gorman is a bad fighter. I just like Dubois. But Gorman is a pretty tough fighter. You know, this will tell some things about both guys. I like the fact that both of those guys are willing to face off now at this level. I like that. I like that in both guys. I like the last fight that Dubois had. And people say, oh, he looked like an amateur, this, that, now. And you gotta go past that. I'm looking at the idea that this guy jumped on him and he said, no, you gotta get up off me. The guy jumped on him, he said, no, we're gonna fight. And that's what he did. He fought. Those are different proving skills to me anyway. That when it gets down to the nitty-gritty that we can rumble. I don't care. We can rumble. We can get away from this boxing thing and we can rumble. And Dubois want to show that I'm here to win.
Humble.
I'm here to fight. And I ain't backing down.
Of course.
And I'm not backing. I like that. I like that. You know, as a trainer, I like that. Because he got down to the point where he couldn't box. The guy was jumping on him. He said, you know what? I got to fight. And that's what he did.
Okay.
I like Dubois.
Okay.
I like his demeanor. There's a lot of things that make a good fighter. Demeanor, application, skills. I like Dubois.
Okay. All right.
I forgot to say that last ring about Dubois. So if Dubois, Michael Hunter, Joe Joyce, you know, remains the first, Blaserico has been in the ring.
Uncle?
You know?
Uncle, yeah, I'm listening. Is there anything else you'd like to say now?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I got to find some gym.
What's that?
So I'm getting ready to go to the gym.
Okay. All right.
I have people prepared for what you guys get for free.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Uncle Bashir. We appreciate you, and keep us updated. And if you have any more thoughts, let us know. People are enjoying these shows.
I appreciate all of you. I appreciate every opportunity that I get, not only on this show, but in this life. Because I know one day that the game will be over. So I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate every opportunity I get.
And
I don't take nothing. I don't take nothing for granted.
In terms of other fighters wanting to connect with you and work with you and get your tutelage, how do they connect with you?
By contacting Ingram Jones.
Your manager, yes. Okay, Uncle.
Yeah. And you can contact me on Facebook. You can contact me on Instagram. You know, Precision Craft Bash.
Yeah. And then when
Instagram,
when they contact you, Uncle, let me know so I can deal with them.
Yes, most certainly.
Uncle, I think it would be excellent for you to come to the UK. I think a lot of people would love to see you in the UK. And love to see your work in the UK. And I would love to be able to make that happen for you.
I certainly want to come. I was supposed to come in August, but it looks like I can't get there in August because Ivana's going to fight in August.
Okay.
August 17th.
Okay.
Oh, I better keep quiet about it. There you go, Jim. You get me in trouble, man.
Yeah, we better leave it there. Uncle Bashir, thank you so much for talking to BWTM. And if you need to talk to Uncle Bashir, you want to get a contact with Uncle Bashir, you can talk to his manager. All right, Uncle, thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. And all you guys out there, have a good day. Have a good evening. Wherever you are in the world, you know, I enjoyed it. And Ruben, man, get off those martinis, man.
Good night, Uncle. Take care.
Yes, take care.
So there you go. I've let you into a little exclusive there between myself and Uncle Bashir, what's going on. Thank you so much. That was not Uncle Bashir joking about the management thing. That's a very serious thing. Thank you all so much. And again, another exclusive for you all today. I am his official manager. People probably don't know that, but now you do know. So thank you so much. This is the end of BWTM Tonight Online. I hope you've liked the video. Please smash the like button. Also, share these videos. It's more difficult to share them. Share them on Facebook. Share them on Twitter. Share them on your social media page. Share them in groups. Share the videos. Let's get more people into the room. Let's get more conversation. Let's let more people know about BWTM Online and our fantastic shows with the best heavyweight trainer in the world. Talk to you soon. We're out. Take care.